All right, welcome everybody. It's another edition to Keep Your Spirits Up. I'm Red. I'm one of your co-hosts. I also have my friend here. Don't call me Paw Paw. It's Kendall. How you doing today, Kendall?
I'm doing great, Red. I'm doing great.
Good. Hey, how'd you like our new intro music to that?
I loved it. I loved it.
It's, it's a little foreshadowing for those who don't know the story yet, but there's a little foreshadowing to our story today. But one thing we wanted to do is key everybody in on what's kind of going on now with the podcast. It's been a minute since we've recorded. Um, Partially that's because of technical difficulties. You can chime in here if you want, Kendall.
That would probably be mainly me. I'm not very good when it comes to that.
Well, we had some learning curve, and it wasn't just him, but it was a learning curve for both of us. But we figured that out.
Yeah.
Um, and we also kind of it gave us a chance while we had that little brief hiatus to figure out where we're going to go with this crazy little podcast. We originally did it for the fantasy football league that we're in, and we realized that more people from Singapore and Australia were listening to our podcast than the people than the people that we actually created it for. So it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. That we're going to go with the
Which
people
that's
listening.
kind of
Yeah.
a slap in the face, isn't
Well, it was. Well,
it?
I wouldn't say. Well, I mean, kinda. Yes, but I think it's more of a either they didn't understand what we were doing or didn't care or didn't want to hear it or they're busy with everything else. But there's some people in Australia that are tired of playing with kangaroos that want to listen to two idiots from the South talk about whatever.
Or maybe it's a blessing in disguise. How about
Well, it could be. It could be.
that?
Most of them are.
Oh,
So what we're going to do now is we're completely doing a complete different shift. And so what everybody I talked to and they gave us feedback was they liked the stories that we told because we're pretty humorous when it comes to storytelling. I think between the two of us. What do you say?
oh yeah, yeah, no doubt
Yeah.
about it. And I've always got a story.
You've always got a story. You've always doing something crazy or dumb. So, so we'll have plenty of material from here on out. Uh, so today, though, I figured what we would do is every year when we get together with a group of friends of ours, we tell this one story, and it's a classic story, and it's like the best one for us to launch our new format here. It's about a trip that you and I took with a group of guys to Florida when we went to the beach. You remember this trip?
Oh yeah, I'll never forget it.
So this is the perfect story because it's really funny and it shows just I don't know. You'll see when yourself. But
Well, hopefully
um,
our audience will find it funny. Hopefully our
please,
listeners will
please
find it
give us
funny.
feedback. If it's not funny and we're just crazy and it's funny to us and nobody else, that's fine. I can hear that too. So what we're going to do now then is our podcast is now mainly going to be just us kind of telling stories, just stories, either crazy stories that happen right now or just that have happened to us in the past. Some of them, both of us are involved. Some of them we won't be, and so it's just going to be a way to kind of record the stupid stuff that happens in our life. So you ready
Yeah.
to get into this one?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, like I said, this one's about a trip that you and I took. We figured this out. What was it? What year was it again?
2004.
2004.
2004.
So we're
Mhm.
talking over 20 years ago this trip took place.
Mhm. Yep.
So it's a group of guys. It's a group of guys. We all went down to Florida, and this was not the first day we get here. But the first day when you get to the beach, everybody just wants to unpack, or not even unpack, but just do what? Go to the beach, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to the pool, go to the beach, whatever,
Right. You
something.
start enjoying the sun or whatever you're doing. Let's
Yeah,
let's go do it. So this
exactly.
was, I believe, the second day that we did it. And we all went to the beach early that morning or at lunch or whatever, whenever we went. And so there's a group of us that wanted to go out to eat. And we all, for some reason, I don't know why it is in groups, but groups of people, they all want to go eat together. And I don't understand it, but it's like a herd mentality.
And how
So
many how many of us were on this trip? Was it 5 of us?
there was five of us. Yes,
Yeah,
there's five
okay.
on the trip. So not
5
that
of
many. Um, And so you were really and this was like I said, it's 20 years ago. So you were in your early
I was
30s, late.
30. I was 30,
Okay.
I guess. I
You
guess I was
you were
30.
30. Okay.
Hmm.
So you were a little bit more fiery back then.
Little bit,
Um,
little bit, little
you
bit.
still get a little fiery these days, but much more fiery back then. And so you were really keyed in on wanting to stay on the beach that day, and there was two or three other people that wanted to go eat, and so instead of us just
Now hang on. What time? Like, so you're saying that I was on the beach all day? So like, I think if I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on this, but maybe it was about 4 o'clock. Does that sound about right? Like maybe it was
it
four
was around
o'clock.
4 or 5 o'clock, yeah.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, carry on.
But I think we had gone back up to the room and eaten lunch, or we had gone somewhere to eat lunch. So it's not like that we. It wasn't like you've been on the beach all day and we're just like trying to drag you off of it. You had a legitimate reason to go. Hey, I really want to stay on the beach.
Okay.
'Cause that's the reason why. So, in fairness to you, you had a just reason to do it. So, um, someone wanted to go eat, and for like I said, we all just for some reason everybody just goes in a herd mentality, and everybody's got to go at the same time. And I don't know why, but that's the way it was. So you kind of pitched a fit. I mean, you you were adamant you were not going to eat, and
Well, not at
screw
four
everybody else
o'clock.
who wanted
I mean, it's not like we're 65, 70 years old. I mean, come on. Who eats dinner at 4 o'clock when
no,
they're
but you know,
30? When they're
I
30.
I know you're right, but it wasn't 4 o'clock that we were leaving. It's gonna. We had five people getting ready and blah blah blah. It shouldn't have taken that long. I agree with you. Again,
Well, and a couple of prima donnas in that group, let's be honest,
there
but
was a
go ahead.
couple of them that, yep, none
Go
of them
ahead.
on this podcast right now. So,
Nope.
um, so you were adamant to stay. So finally, this is the one time that we did say, okay, some of us will go eat, some of us won't. I
Now hang
went.
on. Now hang on. Now hang on.
Okay, okay.
Now I wasn't by myself, right? It wasn't like four of y'all ready to go eat, and then I'm just on the beach, just
Being
hanging
a big
out.
baby.
Yeah. So it was me and another one of our other friends that were there, and we were just hanging out, talking and stuff, right? I mean,
Yes, yes. We'll
okay.
call him
So
Bob.
don't make it sound like it's all four of y'all, ready to go out in your Miami Vice outfits, and I'm sitting on the beach in my, bathing suit,
I,
saying
I
I ain't going to eat. I mean, come on.
I can guarantee you this: I've never owned a Miami Vice outfit. So if you're talking about me, that wasn't me.
I don't
No,
know
there.
why I said that. That really ages us, but go ahead. It's fine.
It really does. No, you were there with. We'll call him Bob. We're trying to stay away from people's names just in case
Bob. What
protect the
about
innocent.
Bob? That's a great
Yep.
movie. All right, go ahead. Sorry, I digress.
Oh
Go ahead.
Lord. So you and Bob were just gonna say hang out on the beach, which I was fine with. I was already up, and I think I was ready, and so I just went out to eat with the other two that we wanted to go eat.
Yep, yep.
So I remember you and Bob joining us all at the restaurant, and there was just a tension. And while we're talking about tension, one of the other people on the group and you have had a love hate relationship, and I would say it was more hate than it was love.
Now, hang on a second. So
Okay.
let's give our audience great detail here. So
Okay.
by the time Bob and I join you guys for
Yes.
dinner, what time is it roughly?
The
Do you
best, I mean,
remember?
it's 20 years ago, but roughly I remember it was probably 6:30, probably at the latest.
Okay, so I was like 2 hours later than what y'all wanted me to be, right? For Bob and I to get there.
I didn't care, but yes, yes, yes.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to. It's coming back to me. It's coming
You're
back to me.
gonna,
All right, get ready,
oh,
listeners. It gets a lot better.
oh, a lot better. Yeah, it's getting better. So anyway, you and this other guy, we'll call him John. You and John had this relationship where y'all would just fight constantly,
Yeah,
and
bicker back and
yes,
forth.
bicker, and then like you were easy to get wound up back then. I'll tell you that,
Yep,
very easy to get wound
yep.
up. And
Well,
so,
I would
go
say I
ahead.
took it well. I took it well. Like I've always been that way. Like
Yep.
I'm the one in the group that people are going to pick on, and because I take it well, but I take it well to a point. To a point.
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
you have to get once you get to the point is when you don't take it well anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
And the fact that we're telling the story means that you didn't take this one very well. So
Very
so
true.
you
Very true.
you and Bob are going back and forth, just fighting, and then you're standing your ground, and y'all are fussing. You weren't really cussing at each other at that point. If it was not that big a deal, or wasn't nothing, nothing.
And this was at the restaurant you're talking about.
At the restaurant, yeah. And so
Okay.
so you guys drove back, of course, because you came later. So you drove back. So we get back to the hotel, or it was a condo actually. It was one of those big giant condos on the beach, and it was like, I don't know, 20 or 30 stories high, and it seems like we were on the top floor, as it were.
Hmm.
So we all go to get on the elevator at once.
Hmm. Yep.
All five of us, and plus there was a couple, an older couple, probably I would say in their 60s. They were there too, just an older man and woman. They get on the elevator with us.
Hmm.
Well, you two are still bickering, and at this point, it was late May. So at this point, the NBA final, late May or early June,
Hmm.
the NBA finals were going on. And I know right now people are listening to that going, well, who cares? Because the NBA is not what it used to be. But this was when the NBA was good.
Right.
At that point, you had Shaq, you had Kobe. Before that, we're just coming out of the Jordan days, and Bird and Magic, and even those people in Georgia that Dominique Wilson. Wait a minute, there's nobody who listens in Georgia. What am I saying? So never mind.
Yeah, there
Um,
is. Yeah, there is.
so so at that point, the NBA Finals was a big deal. But the
Yeah.
way that our bedrooms were set up, you you and John, who you are fighting, John was sleeping in the room. I believe it was a fold-out couch or something that had the only TV or whatever that we could watch the NBA Finals on, and you declared to everyone, I am going in there. You're already wound up. I'm going in there and I'm watching the finals.
And
This
now that was in the living room, right?
no, that's where the TV was, but we're still on the elevator at this point. So don't,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Sorry. My
we're
bad.
on the elevator at this point, and you're declaring to everyone in the elevator, including the couple that we don't know, that by God, you're going to go back up to the room and you're going to watch the NBA Finals. Well, John was having none of that. John said, "No, I'm going to go home and go to bed." So, so at this point, you and he start really bickering back and forth, and you're mad. I mean, I can see it in your face. You're red faced for a Cajun. It's hard to do, I know, but you are like red faced and just pissed off. Pardon my French. Of course, it gets
Yeah.
worse from here. But and John knows it too, and he's just laughing his head off because he knows he's got you. He's
Yeah,
got you
with
by
his obnoxious laugh too.
it's so funny. So he's got you. And so the other three of us are just watching you two and the couple just kind of laughing. Well, you weren't having any of it, and you were going to go watch this finals. And so finally, at the boiling point, it's almost like it's a movie script. At the boiling point, the couple who was on the elevator with us, the doors open up, and at that point, you had had enough. And looking back on it, you started basically singing the CeeLo Brown song, or CeeLo Green song that came out 5 years after this. You you looked at everyone. You didn't give them the clean version either. You gave them the explicit version of the song, and you said to John, first off, "Forget you." And you looked at the other three of us, forget you, forget you," and you looked at the couple and said, "Forget you too." At this point, they're like running off the elevator, and we're dying laughing at your goofy butt because you're sitting there cussing out everybody. And the funny thing is, I don't even remember if you watched the finals or not because at that point, everybody else was just laughing, and you're just sitting there cussing everybody out. Yeah.
um, yeah, that's not one of my finer moments.
Well, I think it would have been just fine if you hadn't have cussed out the couple that you just met, a minute earlier as we all got on the elevator. So yeah, they had a story to tell them. Their kids,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did. I don't remember if I watched that game or not, to be honest. I really don't remember.
I don't remember it all either, but I
I'm
do.
pretty sure I didn't.
Yeah,
And back then, I mean, you couldn't check anything on your phone, I don't think. If I remember right. Could you?
it was very scarce if you could. I mean, that was yeah.
Yeah.
You pretty much had to, if you wanted to know it, you either had to call somebody or you had to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
Um,
there was internet back then, but it wasn't like it is today. It was different.
right. Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah. So
true.
it was important that you watch it, but it wasn't that important that you had to cuss out everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything else?
that's the
Anything else you
um
want to add to that?
no, I don't I don't think there's anything else to add to that. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, you almost would have had to you would have had to be there to appreciate it fully, because it was kind of like like you said, it was just building and building and building and building, and I just had enough, and
Yeah.
um I was probably ready to punch his lights out if I'm not mistaken, but
Well, you were. If yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, the
and I'm
funny
not a
thing,
and I'm not that kind of I'm really not like that. Like, I'm not a fighter at all or anything like that. But man,
no,
he knew how to push my buttons. That's for sure.
sure did, and so yeah, um, that was that story. And like you said, I don't know if you ever watched the finals again or not, but we did figure out it was the Lakers, right? Lakers in the final
Yep,
and the
yep,
Pistons.
yep. Lakers and Pistons that year. Yep, sure was. I don't even. I guess I was going for the Lakers. I have no idea.
I know you. I know who you weren't going for.
Who's that?
Anybody else that was in that elevator because she let them all have it, boy. All of us got it on that one. Yeah, the funny thing is that I mean, because of our
Oh,
restrictions and everything else, I can't really say the words that you
yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah.
But if you
Probably
visualize
good.
that in your head, yeah,
Yeah, it's
visualize that
probably
in
good.
your head.
Yeah.
That's what happened in it. Yeah,
Yeah, and oh Bob, man, oh Bob was laughing his tail off, man. I mean, he was
yeah,
rolling whenever
yeah.
I was talking
Hey, I
in the
was too.
elevator.
It's funny.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You were too, and yep.
Oh,
Good times,
that's good
good
times.
times, good memories, good memories. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that. I
Oh,
think,
no kid.
I
No
think.
problem. Yeah, we'll see you later. So anyway, give us feedback if you like that. If you like the new format, let us know. We're gonna probably put out more than kind of what we were doing before, just because it's easier for us to do it this way. There's really no research. We just kind of come on here and tell you stories. So let us know what you think. All our socials and everything will be in the description. You got anything else to add there, Mister CeeLo Green?
CeeLo, CeeLo Green. No, I don't. No, I don't. I hope it lands
Well,
as good as it happened back 20 years ago.
yeah, it's been a while. All right.
Yep.
Well, until
All
next
right.
time, everybody. We'll see you.
All right. Later.
Okay.